Hey everybody, nice to see you. Let me know who you are. Let me say hello. I'll just play a few seconds of music and then I will chat and tell you why I'm wearing this. So good evening everybody, nice to see you. Don't forget to bring your questions. Anything I can answer, I will, and if I can't, I won't. Hello Kelly. A couple more people on there as well. Ian. Hello Ian. Nice to see you all here. Let me know you're here, and don't forget your questions. That's really important, because if you give me questions, and then I can answer you if I know how to. Hello Sandra. I love coming on here. I love watching the people come in one by one. Questions about spirit, Kelly? Anything pertaining to spirit? Because that's what this is all about. It's spiritually uplifting and educating, so helping us all in that respect. Hi Wendy. Okay, Hannah. That's a good question. Hello Karen. Okay, I put the Christmas song on because this is probably going to be my last live, because one, I'm having my sinus operation on Saturday, and then I've got to wait a week before they remove all the horrible stuff, so I'm not sure how I'm going to be feeling. So I decided that I would give me a break, and so I will celebrate Christmas with you beforehand. So we're going to talk about Christmassy things. Do you love the jumper? In the UK, we love the Christmas jumpers because it is so cold, but it's so cold here tonight. And yeah, I decided that I will get it out of the cupboard. Hey, Ali, how are you? Okay, so look, there's a question that's come in here already. Hannah, do you think anyone can have mediumship abilities? Absolutely, I do, Kelly. Sorry, not Kelly, Hannah. So we're all born with the ability to connect to spirit, but we get to a certain age. Thanks, Sally. It's a lovely jumper. I know it's cold here. That's why I put it on. And as I've just said, this is probably going to be my last live till after the new year now, because of operations and things like that. So I thought I'd do it in style. Got my Christmas tree behind me, my little, what are they called? Reindeer. And we're going to talk about love as well. So can anybody do mediumship? Yes. Now, I had a workshop on Saturday, the Saturday just gone, and it was lovely because I had 3 complete newbies in the class, and there were 2 who were much more advanced, and then the rest were in the middle. And one of the newbies, bless her, she came in and she was very quiet and very shy, and it wasn't until the middle of the afternoon, and she said that's why she was quiet, because she wanted to see how things worked. She wasn't sure what was going on. Hey, Kate. And she wasn't sure what the format was going to be and whether she was in the right class. Well, at the end of the day, those 3 newbies were giving the most amazing evidence and messages. So yes, if you've got the right teacher with the right encouragement, and it was really lovely because somebody put a message up saying that the group was very loving and very supportive, and I, for one, think that is extremely important. Hey Kate, hey Carolyn, and Kathy. But being a supportive teacher for me is important. I always had incredibly supportive teachers when I was learning. And one of my best teacher at the time used to come to every demonstration that I did, and she'd sit in the front row in the audience, and she'd sit open-handed, palms up, and she'd be sending me energy the whole time. So she's like my battery source. But it was so wonderful to have that that support. And she would smile or validate or whatever when I was talking. And it was really lovely, because doing this work is not easy, and doing this work can be very scary. And any of you that have had a go at doing mediumship, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So yes, anybody can do it. Now, there was another question that I missed as well. So my mum died suddenly. Since then, when spirit come, my ear goes bright red. Do you know what, Kelly? It's interesting, and that's really funny. It's made me laugh. It doesn't matter what the sign is that spirit gives you, but just know that, you know, if it's something on your left ear, it could be your dad. And if it's something on your elbow, somebody pulling your hair, it doesn't matter, as long as you know who it is. And that is the most wonderful thing, to know that your loved ones are still there. Yeah, I know the jumper had to come on. It's cold here, and it's coming up to Christmas. Lots of comments about my jumper. I thought, what the heck, do it. So I know it's not quite Christmas, but it is cold enough at the moment. It could be winter here. Anyway, I've made so many new friends this year. It's been incredible. And I know the last 2 years have been very tough for us all. But it's interesting how friendships have manifested, and other things have come out of that time that we've been in. And listen, we're still next year going into the unknown, because we still don't know what's going to be happening. But all we can do is to be as positive and as happy and as upbeat as we possibly can. That is the most important thing. So and you know, Christmas is not for everybody. I did a video the other day. Christmas is not for everybody. It could be to do with your religion. It could be to do with the fact that you're just an old Grinch. It could be to do with the fact that you're lonely and you've got nobody to celebrate Christmas with. It could be it's, you know, somebody of yours, a relative of yours, passed at Christmas time. So, and that is really, really hard to deal with. But, you know, think about it. How does spirit celebrate Christmas themselves? Yeah, Kelly, you lost your mum, and it is very, very tough. But how does spirit celebrate? How do your loved ones celebrate, if not the way they would have celebrated it when they were still here? You know, and it's important to remember that they're around you. Now, it's funny, because when you know, I put up my Christmas tree and I watch the different things that happen over the Christmas period. The lights will break, or the lights will fall off, or the baubles will fall off, or the angel drops off, or something happens, and you think, okay, there's somebody here. They're letting me know that they're around. And Tess, yes, it is hard at this time of the year. I agree. But, you know, your loved ones want you to celebrate with them still, and they're trying to let you know that they're around, and you just need to pay attention. Excuse me. And of course your mum would be happier, Kelly, because she's at peace, she's out of her pain and discomfort. But how exciting, because she's going, woohoo, I can still be around her, I can still be there to celebrate with her. And, you know, watch out, I say this every week, watch out for the nuances, the little signs that they let you know that they're around. It's funny, the day before yesterday, or was it 2 days ago, Friday, I got my van. I'm super excited, I can't tell you. And as I was driving up to where my friend was driving, Danina, and thank you, Danina, for taking me. But as we were driving and coming up to the dealership, we passed a street called Ethel Street. Now, my grandmother is called Edith Ethel, and I thought, okay, there's a sign. I'm doing the right thing, and I've been doing things like my pendulum. You know, is this the right thing? All sorts of different things, because I wasn't sure. I mean, it's a big thing to go out and buy something like this, but I've done it, and I'm really looking forward to traveling, coming and seeing some of you people, and coming next year and doing workshops in Melbourne and Adelaide. Yes, I'm coming Melbourne and Adelaide, and of course here as well. So the workshops that I'm doing next year are going to take a completely different format. Hello, Bella. And they're going to be separated into beginners, intermediate, and advanced. Now, I've not done that before, but I think it will actually enhance the teaching, but enhance the learning for the student, and it will give you the clarity to get you to that level. So beginners, finish your beginners, and then take you the next year up to intermediates, and then the next year up to advanced, and then the intermediates go to advanced, obviously, and the advanced go to super advanced or practice platform, or things like that we'll be doing. And I know excuse me, this year I'm very so excited to get this operation done. As much as I'm scared to have it done, it'll be so lovely to be able to breathe properly and to not cough all day every day. So okay, so you may get a better Val in the new year. If our family are elsewhere or have passed, we can celebrate with friends. This year particularly, we can celebrate getting through so much. Absolutely, Janet. And I think there were some people who couldn't celebrate Christmas last year because of the various lockdowns. But, do it in style this year and make sure that you still stay safe and look after yourself. But, we will do that. Okay, so as I said, Christmas is not for everybody, and I understand that. So to some people, I'm going to be a silly lady sitting here with a reindeer jumper on, and I can't even accuse it on being knitted by a relative. It's probably me that will knit something like this, but I didn't. I bought it. Anyway, so Karen, I've had my sinuses cleared. Best thing, yeah, I've had it done twice actually, Karen. So I know what's coming. It's just a very uncomfortable operation for me. So I was thinking about Christmas, and I was thinking about one of my students has decided that I'll go back to talking about my workshops for next year in a second. I knew there was something I was talking about. Don't forget your questions. Hello, Chris. I've lost it. Oh, yeah. One of my students has just booked a place for next year at the Arthur Findlay College, which is a place that is very dear to my heart because I've done a lot of time there, and I've trained with a lot of AFC tutors as well. So it is a very, very special place. But the tutors used to talk to us about Christmas, and they always open the college up at Christmas time because, again, some people have to spend Christmas on their own. So they go to the college and the tutors all get dressed up and they have a funny party. And so mediumship is not all doom and gloom and serious. Mediumship is about enhancing your life, letting you know and confirming that your loved ones are there with love, with fun, with laughter. And also, if they were grumpy, they're going to be the same. We can't change them just because they're in spirit. But yeah, and Chris, lovely to see you on here. I was just talking about my newbies on Saturday and how impressed they were with the information that they were bringing through on Saturday. And I know yourself, you were a little bit, I don't know where I am and whether I'm at the right place and what this is all about. But everybody at the end of the day, even the very beginners, were bringing through such accurate information. It blew me away. But I'm looking at newbie students going like this, they were just completely blown away. So that is lovely when you see that reaction. And then you just grow that, and you continue that, and then it will get better and better. But please, I'll remind you again, one workshop doesn't make you a medium, and it doesn't mean that you can go out and do readings for people, because that is very irresponsible and very unethical, and also a bit scary, because there's an awful lot that goes into being a medium, even wearing silly red nose jumpers. That's all part. I should have put my horns on as well, not my horns, my reindeer horns. Anyway, so yes, so next year, beginners, intermediates, and advanced, and I think that's going to be a very good way of training people, so they get a full beginners classes, full beginners classes, so they can get themselves from nothing to something good, and then you go up to the next level, and so on and so forth. And in between as well, what I'm going to be offering is there will be homework, and there'll be lots of study about various, I don't want to give too much away, various things to do with spirit, but there's going to be student platforms where we're going to be practicing on real live audience, not necessarily for the beginners class, but definitely for the advanced and the intermediates. I will be doing that. And then at the end of the year, there will be a public demonstration, if we can do it, or an online demonstration of mediumship where they can, showcase what they've been doing as well. I know I was talking about this on Saturday, and 2 years ago, I showcased 13 of my students in Sydney. And I was looking at the photographs today. It was amazing. And majority of those 13 were going out to do church platforms themselves and readings and whatever. But of course, our lockdown situation took over, and it's affected everybody. It's everybody's work has been affected. So Chris has just replied and said she couldn't believe it. I love the workshop, and as a newbie, it was daunting, but I learned much, especially about myself. Yes. and it was lovely actually, Chris, because I watched you change over the course of the day, and you got more relaxed. You got more relaxed with all of us, because one of the ladies said that it was a very supportive group. And as I said earlier, I can't teach without it being a supportive group. And if I find there's somebody in the group that is not supportive of the other students, they don't come back. And also, I go around the class and ask, what do you want to do this for? And if they say, I want a change of career, or I want to earn money, I don't see them again either. Because the work we do with spirit is about being of service. And it's being of service to the spirit world, and also to our recipients, so to the public. And it is, and it was supportive with many kind words. Thank you, Chris. And for me, that's important. And I kept going around giving everybody hugs, because it was just amazing. The information that they brought through was just incredible. Okay. Oh, I can delete this one. This is good. Block user. Clade, whoever you are, please go away. Hello, Kathy. Lovely to see you. Now, Kathy's one of my lovely students who I've watched progress and grow over the years. And I know that there's a couple. There's Kate. Oh my gosh, Kate was the scaredy cat. I'd get her up, and then she'd run to the back of the room because she couldn't do it. And by the time we got through workshops, a couple of workshops, Kate was up there doing what everybody else was doing. Ali is still fairly new, but oh my goodness me, Ali, you have really opened up and shown what you can do and how you can do it. And I love, because you're now at the point where your personality is coming into your readings. And I try to explain to the students, each one of your experiences and personalities will be so useful in the readings that you're doing, and the connections to the spirit person, because they will, me for instance, they'll find, she's a crazy blonde lady who loves mediumship, and she's musical, plays instruments, has been on the stage most of her life. And they'll go, oh, we'll go and talk to her because we have similarities. But no, Ali, I'm not being kind. I'm just being very honest. You were like most people when they start, you were all over the place, and you're not all over the place now. You've got that. You still love your songs, and you still love your stories, and you still do your doodles, but that makes you a unique medium. And Kathy is the same. Kathy, I used to laugh about you getting on platform, because you go, oh, I've got this and I've got that and I've got the other. And it was just beautiful, because Kathy is a very expressive medium, and I absolutely love that. Victoria, good to see you on here today. So you were another one that was going, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm getting this stuff. Your face was a picture. Yeah, Ali is amazing, Kate. You're right. And I know that Kate, you've been scared of your public speaking, but the more practice you do, the better. Yeah, and Elizabeth, I will be there. I'm coming. That's Elizabeth Church in Adelaide, by the way. I will be there later this year. So we will work on the confidence for you, Kate. So when I go to a workshop, no matter where it is and how many times I've worked with that person, I always ask, what do you want to work on? How can I help you? And then that's what we concentrate on. But you usually find that the things that are listed are relevant to other people in the group as well. So it is about building people's confidence, building people's stage presence and ability to stand on a stage. I mean, I'm lucky because I've been on a stage since I was 8 years old. I used to be terrified to do that, and in the day, and I didn't know this until many years later, I used to hide behind the voice. Then I'd hide in an orchestra. I was a violin player, so I'd hide in the orchestra, and I'd hide behind my piano or hide behind all the other things that I did. And then one day, and I thought the same with my mediumship, I'm hiding behind spirit and just letting them do it. But with all of those things that I've done, I have been an enormous part of that equation, because without me, none of those things would have been able to happen. So I went, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. So we have to learn to overcome the fear. And I say every time, you know, when I do a workshop, when I do my live, when I do a show, when I do a church, I'm terrified, because today could be the day that I make a complete mess of it and get it all wrong. But I am lucky in the fact that I trust spirit 150%. When you learn to do that, then what happens is you get pushed away. So what do we say, students? Get on the wall. So your ego gets parked on the wall, and you create an open channel for the spirit world to be able to communicate. And then once you lose the fear, and okay, I actually think that don't lose the fear, because if you lose the fear, then ego takes over. And ego is I was saying this Saturday, ego is an ugly place, and I don't like it at all. So we want your ego to be parked over on the wall, and then spirit to be able to use you, your experiences, your abilities, your connectivities, to give the best messages that they can. But you have to trust that they're going to work with you openly, nicely, kindly, lovingly, you know, in the best way that they can. And then you end up with situations like Victoria and Chris on Saturday, where they went, oh my goodness me, I can't believe I've just said that. And, you know, I loved it, because both Chris and Victoria's eyes were almost popping out of their head, and Victoria's jaw was just on the floor. It was just a picture. And the fear keeps us humble. You're right, Janet, and helps us. And I think I've mentioned this before. You know, I was so frightened years ago of doing this work, and you know, am I going to be any good? And you know, what am I saying? And then one day it was funny. It was almost like I had parked myself without even thinking about it, and spirit just went, and I'm turning around going, where on earth is that coming from? But it was because I had trusted spirit enough to let go. So, okay, so the fear keeps us humble. Yep. Bella says, I'm weird. I'm good on stage, but I was terrified of presenting work in English classes. Yeah, because when you're on a stage, you're being something else. So when you have to be yourself, it's a different thing. So this is what I try to do within the workshops, is to take that fear away from people. And I always say, we'll laugh with you, not at you. We'll all support you. We'll all help you. We all blend our energies at the beginning of a workshop. So we're all collectively working with each other. And I think that is extremely important. Kelly has just said, do other people see them They come to me on my right side over my shoulder. I can see them. Do you know what? I have this this debate with people all the time. I saw somebody once, a teacher, that said, oh, if you feel the energy in your left elbow, it's your uncle, and if it comes over your right shoulder, it's on your mum's side of the family. Actually, I want to say that may be pertaining to you, but it's not really how to put it. It's not really that's not really evidential. I've repeated that 4 times. But spirit comes to you no matter what. They can be in front of you, above you, behind you. They blend with you so you can feel them. And they're behind you, giving you a good old shove. It doesn't matter where they come from. You just know that they're there, and you blend with them in such a way that you can feel, see, and hear all the information that they're giving you, whether it is outside of you or whether it is in your third eye. Now, it's subjective and objective, and I always get it the wrong way around. So I was looking it up in the book the other day, but and you see them like a movie. Brilliant. My teachers many years ago at the college said, imagine you've got a movie screen or a TV screen or a chalkboard in front of, in your third eye, and you're watching them create things around you, and that's a brilliant way of being able to do it. Kelly, where are you? We need to get you into classes. Where are you? Tell me where you are. Anyway, going back, don't forget your questions. If you've got questions, please let me know. I'm going to put up my email address and my web address, and if any of you are interested in the classes that I've just been talking about for next year, please let me know. I'm going to be promoting them very soon, and I think, like Janet said, the format for the classes next year is going to be better than ever before, because if we've got a class full of beginners, we can concentrate on that, and vice versa with the intermediates and advanced. But fantastic that we're able to do that, and again, excited. Kelly, I will see you in Melbourne next year. Put your name, go and email me and let me know where you are. And I don't know if you know Sue Williams, but I will be working with Sue Williams very closely, and with Elizabeth Platform Church as well. Elizabeth Spiritualist Church. It doesn't matter that you're not doing platform. If you come to the workshops, I'll help you to develop the skills to be able to connect to them, and then eventually do platform work if that's what you want to do. Hannah, just send me an email and I will make sure that you get all the information. So anybody that wants any information on next year's workshops, they're going to be different format, but they're going to take you from A to Z in beginners, A to Z in intermediate, A to Z in advanced. But there will be a year of beginners, a year of intermediates, and a year of advanced. So as I said, each one of you will progress to the next one for the next year. And I want to make sure that we do it in depth, so there's no skipping anything and missing things. Okay, so what do your loved ones, Christmas spirit I wanted to talk about. You know what, we talk about the Christmas spirit. I believe that we should have Christmas spirit all the year round. So it should be all year spirit, and we should wear silly jumpers like this all the year round, because wearing something silly like this makes people laugh. And I know, I do a lot of things which make people laugh, and I don't care. They can laugh at me. I really don't care. But I think it's very, very important that we show people that we're not going to be judgmental, that we are being kind, and we are being considerate, and we do care about our fellow man. And this for me is very important, and it's all part of the 7 principles that govern spiritualism. And I think a lot more people need to have a look at the 7 principles, and then, just try and lead their life according to that. And I'm not trying to preach at anybody, but it's just a really easy set of rules that is it's just really lovely. But showing kindness to people doing good deeds for people. I saw a beautiful calendar that came up in Facebook this week, and it was December. On December the 1st, you do something, and I know December the 3rd was buy a friend a cup of coffee. And as we looked at that, my friend and I, she said, well, you just bought me a cup of coffee. I said, well, that's my good deed for the day. But I'm finding that the more good deeds that I do, the more good deeds that are coming back at me. And I'm loving at the moment, people are being so kind and so supportive, and so helpful. And all of that is extremely important. Kelly, kindness always is very, very important. So where's that question gone? Is it common? Sorry. Is it common to be shown how they pass from start to finish? I feel the pain, and it's like, okay, no, that's not necessary. When you're doing readings, I hate it when I see a medium who really goes into the whole the laying out of the body, how they passed their last breaths, and then what happened after. You don't need to do that. And it's just reminding people, I got a runny nose, itchy nose. It's just reminding people of a horrible time. So when you bring the loved ones through, you bring through the nice memories of the things. Yes, you have to say, who they are, how they passed, what age they were, and then the significant evidence to do with them. But you don't embellish the how they died and that sort of thing, because that's just, I think that's actually cruel. So we don't do that. So no, I don't agree with that, Kelly. I think that's a pretty horrible thing to do. And it is the law of attraction. What you give out, you get back tenfold. And yet, Janet, the 7 principles are the best guide to live our lives. Living our truth is the Christmas spirit all year, which is what I've just said. And that is very important as well. Excuse me a second, because I've just got to grab a tissue. I've usually got one in my hand, but my sinuses are being so good that I've forgotten to keep a tissue in my hand. Okay, so okay, well, we need to, when spirit do that to you, Kelly, you need to just tell them, to step away from that. Don't dwell on that, because there's no need to dwell on that. You think about it. Say you've lost somebody, it doesn't matter how old they are. They would have had personalities and sense of humor or not. And those are the things that we've got to try and bring through. I had my students, we've covered all sorts of things. We've done consecutive readings, we've done psychic readings, we've done mediumship readings, we've done private readings. Today we did practice of private readings, which is completely different to doing a 5-minute message. And they did that for 15 minutes, which was quite a struggle to keep going. But when you do a private message or private sitting for somebody, they go for 45 minutes to an hour. I do 45 minutes, and in that 45 minutes, I talk fast. There's an awful lot of information that's covered in that. Don't get stuck ruminating on morbidity. That's very good way of putting it, Bella, because your loved ones, even though they're in the spirit world, they want you to remember the nice things. Remember your uncle who used to laugh and cry and drink his whiskey and spill it on his belly, and then he'd to end up with tears. And that's my Uncle Bob. And every time we think of Uncle Bob, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. The second is that when I was about 10 years old, I'd ripped my leg open. It wasn't very pleasant. And he said, oh my goodness me, came round and my mum wasn't in. He said, what have you done? What have you done? And he said, oh, I've got this magic cream in my cupboard in my car. So he went off and he took the plaster off my leg and put this on, and off he went. And a couple of days later, I said to my mum, oh, my leg's really bad. And he he put a cream on that I was allergic to. So those are the things, you know, if somebody brought through and said, oh, I've got your uncle, his name is Bob, and he's mentioning Germaline, I would crack up laughing, because that's what we want. And it's they lived. Yes, Kathy, thank you. And for instance, you know, if you think about my grandfather, for instance, he was 86, 87 when he died. Now, he had 86 years of stories, 86 years of experiences. And those 86 years were not only being my granddad, which was the latter part of his, oh no, no, we know you weren't accusing anybody. Yeah. Yeah. We get that, Kelly. We get that. That's all right. Don't worry. So coming back to my granddad, he would have had, he was my granddad for the latter part of his life. But what about the rest of his life? What about his childhood? And I know a lot of us don't know information about all our loved ones. There are some of us that don't know anything about some of our loved ones, and I get that. But if you've got that situation, then you just say to Spirit, well, give me something that was been going on in their life, the recipient's life, so I know that I'm really with you. But then going back to my granddad, so there was his childhood, there was his early years, there was his military years, great stories about being in prisoner of war camps and being lost, presumed killed, missing in action, and he wasn't. And then he came back and continued his relationship, or his married life with my nan, had another child, and then, you know, the different work that he did, the different hobbies that he did. And then, you know, he got to the end of his life and his eyesight wasn't good, and he used to drive through red traffic lights. If somebody brought any of those things through about my grandfather, I'd go, oh my goodness me, you've got my granddad. And also I was the eldest grandchild. So, you know, when I've had people say, oh, he says that you're very special. Why am I special? I know, but I'm special because I was the eldest grandchild. And I remember when I went to high school, for instance, and he brought me a whole list of things that I had to have for going to school. And again, if somebody said, your granddad's giving me a slide rule, anybody know what a slide rule is? I didn't know, but anyway, I do now. Anyway, so those are the sorts of things. We've got to do them justice. We've got to remember that their life is like a book, and the book is full. There's so many chapters in that book. And 90% of the time, I feel, when I watch mediums working, they just skirt over the top and they don't actually get to the nitty gritty, really juicy, beefy bits of evidence that are pertaining to that loved one. So, okay, so let's remember to give all of the, you know, the best information that we can to do them justice. I'm looking at what I've written down here. I can't read my writing today. So yeah, we should have that Christmas spirit, kindness all year round. And you know what? It doesn't take much to be nice to somebody. I went into to get my new van registered today, and the lady had a mask on, and she's there going like that with her eyes, and I went, oh my goodness me, I can see you smiling. I said, but I love the eye movement. And she just cracked up laughing. I said, but I can see that you're happy. And she said, nobody's ever said that before. And we ended up just laughing. But it was just saying that that made her day happy, and it made me happy. And anyway, so that was that. So what do your loved ones do in spirit? That's what I want to know. And the answer to that is they do exactly what they did when they were here, and they will celebrate with you. And you know, if you've lost somebody, I love this when this is brought through in readings, and they say, set a place for me at the table and cheers me. What's the word? I can't think of the word, but raise a toast and include me in that as well, and remember me, and make sure that you do set the place. And you'll be surprised, you know, what, as I said, watch the balls on the tree, the baubles on the tree, the lights falling, the tree falling over, all the lights going out. It's just silly little things that they will do just to let you know. But it's not just Christmas. They do that all the year round. And Spirit wants you to know that they are doing the same things that they would do when they were here, and they're doing it alongside of you, and they want you to know that. So and there's nothing scary about that, nothing scary at all. So you get the whole movie, it goes on. Yeah, the good thing is they jump out when someone needs a message, and I must say people have been very, very happy. I do not charge. This has just progressed since my mum. Okay. Now I would actually say, Kelly, and this is something that I am very insistent with my students, you do not give a message to somebody unless they ask, because that is irresponsible. And you don't know whether the person that you're going to connect to is ready to hear that message or wants to hear that message. So you only give a message to somebody who's come to you and said, can you help me? I also absolutely insist that mediums are trained. Some people say that, oh, I'm a natural born medium. Yeah, okay. I was a natural born musician, but I still needed to be trained. I picked up and learned to play the piano by ear. So that made me a natural musician, but I still needed to go from the listening and playing to be able to look at a score and play within an orchestra. I couldn't have done that if I hadn't had the instruction to do that. So training and teaching is very important. And I know I was saying a couple of weeks ago about the length of time you need to be trained. I've been doing this 32 years, I can't believe it. And I'm still doing courses, and I'm still learning, and every time I do a class, I'm learning from my students. And I write copious notes down, because then I add them into my next course, because those things are very significant. So we're learning all the time. And Janet, yeah, training is so important, and it is a constant learning. And it's like anything, okay, on my violin I can play Bach's symphony this week, and then next week I can play Bach's concertos, whereas last week I couldn't play Bach's concertos. I wouldn't be able to play any of them at the moment because I haven't played for such a long time. And when I get my violin out now, it's screech, screech, screech. It's quite funny. Anyway, that reminds me, I went to see a lookalike band on Saturday night, and it was a Rod Stewart band. The band were great, but poor old Rod Stewart was a bit screechy. So just thought I'd mention that. Okay. So yeah, Kelly, keep doing the learning. That's the important thing. Keep doing the learning. So remember that your loved ones are with you, not just at Christmas time. They're with you. They celebrate all the main things in your life, but they celebrate every day. They know when you're down in the dumps. They know when you're excited. They know when you're not very well, and they're around you, helping you at all times. So please don't forget that. That's really, really important. So I'm doing my classes at the moment, and I've got one more week to go, but of course I'm having my sinuses done on Saturday, and then I've got a class on Monday. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be good enough with Black Eyes to do the class on Monday. But the last classes, I'm inviting audience in. So if any of you want to come and join us, please again email me and let me know, and I can send you the link for it's Monday at 10 o'clock. Excuse me, or Thursday at 7 o'clock. So, and if you want to come along and be an audience trainee for my trainees, I would be very happy to invite you. And then on the 20th of December, we will be doing a live where the students will be doing a live demonstration of mediumship. And again, you can be invited. So if you want to become involved in that, please let me know, because the more we get, the better the energy. It's interesting. We were talking about energy on Saturday at the workshop, and it was funny because as everybody was coming in my door, I was prodding them, because it's been so, for the last 2 years, not being able to connect with anybody. But then when I was talking to them, I'm looking at their faces and thinking, there's no name under their face, so I can't remember who they are. That just cracked me up. Anyway, okay, yep, I will try and make time, Bella. I promise you. I know you've tried ringing me a couple of times, but it's just been a bit crazy. But anyway, so if you are interested, yeah, it will be on Zoom, Janet. So the classes will be on Zoom, so you can join in those, and the live demonstration will be on Zoom as well. So I'll put you down, and I'll make sure I'll put it onto, I think you're in Val's Zoom classes group, and you'll see it there, but it'll be on my Facebook page as well. So if any of you want that information, it'll be on my Facebook page. Okay, so I can't believe this is the last week of my block of 8 coming up next week. It's a bit scary because these weeks go so quickly and the block's finished. But it's actually quite good because I'm actually looking forward to having a break, because I have worked constantly through the last 2 years, and I haven't had a break as such. So I'm looking forward to Down Tools. I'm going to miss it. Every Monday night I'm going to be going and there will be nobody there. But I think it's going to be important to have a break to recoup, especially after the operation as well, just recoup some energies, but come back refreshed in the new year with some new ideas and some new guests as well, which is going to be exciting. And I know we've got Peter Smith coming back, and he was really interesting. I know a lot of you thought he was good. I'll get my students on twice in the year as well, which again is good, because then you get the students' perspective of the training, what excuse me, what it's like for them. And what was the other thing I was going to say? Anyway, that's gone, never mind. So remember, set a place for a loved one. Talk to them all the time as if they're really by the side of you. I've got a trick that I teach my students, that if, when you're connecting to spirit, you imagine that you've walked into a bar. Okay, so this bar is full of people, and there's one person at the bar that is standing out to you. You can see what they look like, you can see how they're dressed, so you can give a description of them. If you want to know anything else about that person, you have to walk up to them and say, "You look a really nice person. What's your name? How old are you? How did you pass?" Because we're assuming these people have passed. "And can you tell me about your life? Are you married? Have you got children?" All of those sorts of questions. So it's I was going to say get down and dirty, but get down and be nosy. You really, and that's exactly what you do with spirit. I've got a spirit person by the side of me. I'll draw them in. I feel them, and as I'm doing that, I can actually feel somebody that has drawn in here, and I know it's a gentleman because of the way he's making me feel. I feel very upright with him. I know I've got a military background. I know that airplanes had an important part to play with him because he's showing me the airplanes. I'm hearing him speaking very precisely, so I know that he was very well spoken, and I feel that he's somebody that in his military service would have had a rank, and I feel as if I want to be an officer. So if anybody can take that, please let me know. But that's because I'm listening, I'm feeling, and I'm seeing him. But remember, if you want to connect to spirit, imagine you're going into a bar, a room full of people, one person jumps out at you, and then you go up to them and say, "You look really nice, really lovely. Do you mind if I come and talk to you?" And then you ask them questions, exactly the same as we do in the physical world. That's what you do with the spirit world. It's so simple. It really is so simple. I think people try to make this connecting to spirit more difficult than it actually is. And if you've got that clear, strong connection to the spirit world, and you've made that blending, you've overlapped with them, and you can feel them, then you're going to be over there out of the way, and they're the ones who are going to be doing the talking. And again, you watch some mediums and you know that they're not in the right place. Yay, Wendy! My father-in-law was a pilot in World War II. What rank was he? Do you know? Because I felt as if I'm speaking, I'm speaking nicely. Bruno, hello. I wish I knew what it was in Portuguese, but I don't. But hello, nice to see you. So let me know that, Wendy, because I just felt as if he had a rank and would have been important in the planes, to do with the planes. So yeah, so I've lost myself again. Okay. So making sure that, yes, what I'm talking about is making sure that we're doing this properly. And if you watch mediums, I watch a lot of mediums, and I have done over the years, and you can tell when people are working psychically, and you can tell when somebody's working evidentially. And listen, there's nothing wrong with psychic, because psychic is important. You know, you balance between the two different things, but it is important that you and your recipient know. Okay, thank you. That you and your recipient know that you're working on a psychic level, which is the lower level, or you're connecting to the spirit person themselves, and then they're talking to you, or you're seeing or hearing them. And it is important for your recipient to know that. So when you watch mediums, just have a look and see how they're working. How do you feel that they're working? Is it Bruno? Is hello hola? I've just been told it's hola. Okay, so tomorrow night, if anybody's interested, you can come along to. Let me put the banner up here for Brett's church. Oh, it didn't save it. Okay, that's naughty. Okay, so it didn't save it. So Brett's church is on tomorrow night, which is Connected Spirits, and it's going to be put on my Facebook and on my on my Facebook page as well. The link for Zoom, and it was going to be myself and Jenny Doherty, but and I just want to mention, you know, just because we're mediums doesn't mean to say that the world, the outside world, doesn't affect us, because it does. And Jenny, bless her, is going through a few difficulties at the moment, so we're sending her lots of love and healing. But it is a shame that she won't be able to work with me, because I love working with Jenny. But I'm going to be working with the lovely Simone, who I love working with as well. And Simone has been a student of mine, and is now not a student of mine, because she's surpassed that. So Brett's service is on at 7 o'clock tomorrow. So it's Connected Spirits combined with Wollongong service. And in the new year, I know Brett is thinking about going back to the hall at the end of January, beginning of February. But every other fortnight will be in the hall or on Zoom. So and I know that Wollongong Church are going back around about the first week of February. They've got two services on the 12th and the 19th of December, but you do have to let them know that you're going, because of restrictions still. But they will be back in the new year from around about the 6th of February, roughly. And I know before Christmas we've got Caringbah have got a couple of services on Sundays, and on the 19th we've got Ramsgate on with Lynn Weston, and I know the medium is Kerry Irwin. So everybody's in for a really good afternoon with that one, and they've got a big fantastic raffle, and the same with Wollongong. I'm not sure what Caringbah are doing, but anyway, listen, everybody has been trying. I think everybody who runs the churches has missed the churches so much. And I know that I've missed church personally. And I was talking to one of my lovely old students, not old as in age, but old student, who was saying she is missing her beloved mediumship. And I think we're all in the same situation. So things are beginning to get back to some normality, which is wonderful. And, you know, let's keep everything crossed, fingers, toes, and anything else we can do. So tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Connected Spirits with Wollongong combined. And if you want the link for that, give me, you can email me, which is coming across the screen, or it's on my Facebook page, so you will see that as well. So I'm, oh gosh, my light just fell. Now that that shouldn't have happened. It's funny. I've had some very strange things happening in the last week or so. I was doing a class. I think I told you this last week. Doing a class, and I've got my fan over on the side with the remote control sitting on top of it, and all of a sudden there's this cold air blowing on my face, and I'm going, oh my gosh, the fan's turned itself on. So I switched it off and put the remote back on the top, and there's nothing lit up. And 5 minutes later, it did exactly the same thing. So I had to unplug it. That was a bit scary. But my light has just moved. And there is no way that that has ever moved before. Wherever I put it, it's usually stays still. So, okay. Things that go bump, yeah. Holla. Yeah, it says that holla is Portuguese. Hello. Thank you. Oh, Kathy, you were right. Thank you. I should never have questioned that. And Bella's just confirmed that. So thank you. Okay, so I do have readings between now and Christmas, and then in the new year. Some of the dates are up already. I've taken the next couple of weeks out because of my operation. I want to make sure that I'm doing it properly. And I don't want you to see me with black eyes. And I know it's going to be pretty horrible. I've got black eyes tonight, but never mind. So the new courses are starting. They will start in March. So there's a lot of preparation that goes before that. And I will be expecting payment for those courses before the courses start. So it gives you plenty of time to organize that. But again, it will be coming out very, very soon. And then this is going to be my last live until January, because I'm going to go out. And so I'm having Christmas Day with my daughter. And then Boxing Day or the day after, I'm actually going to get in my van and do some exploring. And it's really lovely. I've spent the last couple of days kitting it out. So I've prettied it up. So I've got pretty cushions, and I've got a nice sign in there, and I've got a love sign that's going in there. And it's just, I'm just so happy with it. So I may be in a place near you, so watch out. And, you know, if I'm in your area, let me know, and maybe we can catch up and say hello. Yeah, Janet, Spirit let me know that they're with you and that all will be well. And I didn't even realize that happened as I said that, Janet. So thank you. Listen, I know, but you know, anybody going in for an operation is a bit scary. And yes, Kelly, I am traveling in it. So I'm hoping to do a lot of traveling. So I'm going to be going to Adelaide in it. I normally fly, but I actually worked out, you know, I can have a bit of a holiday, and it's probably cheaper and much more fun to actually get in a van and drive across. So my lovely little vehicle will take me to Adelaide and across to the Nullarbor, where I'm going to go and see one of my cousins. I'm going up to the Sunshine Coast to visit another cousin, to near Byron Bay to visit another cousin, and then down to Melbourne to see another cousin and do some work in Melbourne. So I'm hoping that Brisbane, Adelaide, Melbourne, and here, Sydney, I will be doing all of this stuff for next year. So let me have your names for healing, please. I'm laughing, Kelly, at you saying saying brave. Do you know what? I've traveled on my own for the last 12 years while I've been in Australia, and I have traveled to some amazing places. I've done a camper van trip, and I was talking to somebody over the weekend about it. And I was following this road, and it was between Cowra and like Jenolan Caves, so that area there. And I'm driving, and all of a sudden the road ran out, and I'm going, oh my goodness me, what do I do? And I kept going and going and going, and then all of a sudden I had a sheer drop on the right hand side, and on the left hand side there was a cliff. And all of a sudden there's a van coming towards me, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want to look. And I pulled over as far as I could over to the left-hand side. And this guy pulled up by the side of me, and I wound my window down. And I said, how far have I got to go on this road? He said, oh, another couple of hours yet, love. And I thought, oh my God. But the road just ran out. It was just so funny. According to the map, there was a road, but according to the road, there was no road. So I would love to go to places like Ayers Rock, and I might be a little bit more daring and go right up north, but I'm taking it in, taking it one step at a time. I might try and find myself a travel buddy to do that, because it's nice doing it on your own, but it is even nicer when you share it with somebody. Ali, I'm going to come over, and you and I and Kat can go for a weekend somewhere and do something. That would be really good. Yeah, actually, Kelly, I'm rubbish with directions. If it wasn't for my sat nav, I would be hopelessly lost. Okay, so any names for healing, please let me know. And I would like to say to all of you that come on, and Trish, I did see you come on there, and you've been offline. Why have you been offline? We've missed you. And yeah, I have missed you. I've been thinking I haven't seen you on for a while. I hope everything is okay. So Bella, yes, I've got those names and I'll put them down. But I hope Trish and Trish things are okay. And don't forget, even though I'm not going to be online, you've got my email address. If you need me, send me a message. If I can help in any way, then let me know, because that's what I do. It's just me. That's what I love. I love to be able to help people. Book it in, Dano. Ali, I would look forward to that. Really, really would look forward to that. So don't forget the healing names, and we need to do the healing meditation. Hold on. I need to find it. That's the one I need. We can't play Christmas songs. We've already done that. There we go. It was funny the other day, because we were driving, Danina and myself, and she had a playlist on, and it was called Thelma and Louise. So we did a Thelma and Louise all the way up to Newcastle, which was really good. Hi, Jenny. Nice to see you. And yeah, okay. So let's send out, been busy at work, holidays from next week until next year. Looking forward to the break. Yeah. Well, maybe we can catch up. Maybe we could catch up for a cuppa, Trish. Let me know, and I would really love that. And Bella, I'll come up as soon as I can. Jenny, I've been watching the really good work that you've been doing. Well done. But listen, anything I can help you with, anything to do with mediumship or spirit, let me know. If I don't know the answers, I'll tell you and I'll find out. But, I will be there to help as best I can. So let's make sure we do this properly. I want you all to link hands. Sorry, we can't link hands, but I want you to imagine that we're linking hands. Thank you, Bella. Imagine that we're linking hands, and that we're all sending the beautiful healing energy out to one another. So we're sending it out with our left hand and receiving with our right hand. And we're sending that beautiful energy out to everybody that's connected here. Hello, Renee. Okay, we've got those names. I'm doing Christmas pre-Christmas, Renee. So we're sending that beautiful energy out, that beautiful healing energy. And remember, we don't have to do this once a week. We can do this every day. I used to wake up first thing in the morning and ask Spirit to send healing to me and to the world. And I used to do that every night as well. And it became like a daily mantra, twice a day. It was without even thinking about it. I think if more of us could do that, then the world would be a better place. So sending that beautiful energy around the circle and then expanding it, send it out, stretch, and expand it to envelop our whole world and our whole universe. And that is just a thought process. It's not hard. It's just a thought process. And we then collectively have sent that energy, that healing energy, to the whole of our universe. And that energy will come back at us, but it also helps to heal everybody within that as well, whether they're sick in mind, body, or spirit. And any way we can help them, we will do. So let's put this music on. All right, sorry, I've got my little machine going on here. All right. So we're sending that beautiful energy out to our world, our universe, and please think about this every day if you can. Share kindness, share love, and not just for Christmas, it should be every day. Okay, so it doesn't take much to do a kindness. As I said today, a smile counts for so much. It really does. Saying hello to somebody that they may not get a hello from anybody for the rest of the day, and those things are important. So let's just send that beautiful energy out, and then we'll wait for the chorus, and then we'll sing. Last one for the year. I'm going to really miss this. Can't believe we've been doing this for 2 years. Heal the world, make it a better place. Sing with me. For you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. I'll be back, fella. Heal the world, make it a better place, make it powerful. Send that out to the whole world. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Thank you, one and all, for all the support that you've given me over the last year, 2 years. Thank you for all the love and the healing that has gone out to everybody that's connected here as well. Thank you for just being you, and thank you for being my friends. And as I said, if I can do anything, please let me know. I look forward to seeing you in the new year. Send me all your questions and I'll have a whole list of things to cover for next year. But the healing names, keep sending those healing names, and I promise you that I will put them in my beautiful healing book, which is here, and let me know what I can do to help you. But have the most wonderful Christmas and season, but remember, it's not just about Christmas, it's about every day, loving, sharing, being kind, and being the best person that you can. If you also are interested, as I said, in any of the information about my classes for next year, watch this space, but email me if you're interested. But thank you, everybody, and I will see you in the new year. Happy Christmas and love to every single one of you, from my heart to your heart. Thank you. Bye.